and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Gonzo Ewok channel with me, Gonzo.
And me, Ewok.
For another episode of
Geordie Space Program!
Mate, it has been ages since we've done any recording.
It's been yonks. It's been a little while since I've played. Oh,
well, there we go. Spoilers for this episode, and we'll see what's going to happen. I'm guessing bad.
Right, I've just moved the save over from my computer to yours.
That's right, because I saw you'd put up a little sort of test video on the channel.
And now the test video wasn't on our save, but we last recorded at mine.
Oh, yes, that's right. You see, it's been that long ago. I can't even remember what we did in the last episode. Would you care to enlighten me?
Oh, well, in the last episode, we tried to get some science, and once again, we blew up the science lab trying to bring it back down.
Oh, yes, yes.
We decided that we wanted to spend some time getting more science.
Yep.
You suggested that we zip around Kerbin and get some science from Kerbin.
This is ringing a bell.
And I suggested that we go for a Mun flyby, rather optimistically.
Yes. You see, my memories repressed that part.
Yes. Well, I'm going to have to eat humble pie and say, I think you're right. We're going to have to do some stuff around Kerbin, because I tried to do a Mun flyby. I'm having trouble with the tech level, but also we don't have maneuver nodes.
Oh.
And you can sort of get close without maneuver nodes, but when you're at this tech level and every sort of milliliter of fuel is precious, you want to be able to plan your maneuvers. So I think you're probably right.
This has got to be a first on the Gonzo Ewok channel.
Well,
Ewok agrees that Gonzo
right.
was right about something. Okay then, worth pointing out actually, and just in terms of the science, I know Ringo, we haven't heard from him for a while, but he commented on the last video, and he'd raised the point about, well, the design as it stands right now. He suggested that maybe the reason why the sciences keep exploding is because we're doing this like brute force, go straight up very quickly routine.
Yeah.
Because then, even if we try and circularize, not so much in orbit, but just kind of bring in the rocket at a slightly better angle, it's still way too hot. And you know what? I think he's right about that as well. So we're going to have to look at re-engineering the rockets to do a bit more of a traditional takeoff. I think it might be the end of the straw hat reign, unfortunately.
Now, he's not wrong, but it is very sensitive, and even on a shallow angle, that Science Junior is proven sensitive to explosion, because I've done some experiments in between the last recording and this recording. It has been a while since I did them, but it has been a while since we recorded, and I still find it blown up an awful lot. I've just saved this because this is the automated tourism craft that I created for the Kerbal short.
It's nice. I like the idea that it starts off on a wonk. What I was thinking is, could we not do something similar with just general sciencey stuff?
We could, but I think in the short term, we're better off following your idea of building something simple that can whiz around Kerbin and pick some science up around Kerbin.
Alright.
I think you are dead right about that. What I want to see is, in terms of crew, we've got Sita, so Sita can be...
None of our pilots have any experience.
They've got a bit of experience, but not enough for 1 star yet.
Oh.
You need to do a little bit more than just reach orbit for 1 star, and I think the most we've done... In fact, not even the orbit was with... you know what, I forget, it has been so long. I can't remember if we ever hit orbit with a pilot, or if the only orbit we achieved was with the
I think with just drones, if I'm honest, mate. Okay then, so... Are you designing a new craft from scratch yet to do maybe a little bit of an orbit?
No, not an orbit.
Oh, just go somewhere, right?
Just go somewhere and get science. So we're going to stay on Kerbin, and we're going to go somewhere and get science. So we're going to do a 100% recoverable craft, really.
While Ewok makes a start on this, I'll just say that Gonzo today is being powered by some e-liquid in my fag called Poet Bourbon Spice. It's a new one, haven't tried it before, and it's very nice.
It's very bourbony.
It is very bourbony. It's basically smokable whiskey. So how can you not enjoy that?
Can you not get a Scotch flavoured one?
I don't know. I mean, it's an American company. You can see, looking at the labels, it's very sort of old-timey Americana. But it's very nice. Actually, I don't know if I'd be able to stay on this one all day, because it's already getting a bit sickly, and I've only been puffing on it for like half an hour.
Very sweet, is it?
No, actually, strangely enough, I can get away with really sweet ones. I can be, puffing away on them all the time. At the minute, I've been using a one called Yeti Milk.
That sounds disgusting.
Well, get this for stereotypes. It's made in Canada. Guess what it's taste of?
Yeti milk?
No.
Maple syrup.
Of course. It's like maple syrup and spices, and that's nice, but that's really cloying. But I can smoke that one all day quite happily. Whereas this one I'm finding is like already kind of sitting fairly heavy. The other thing that I'm doing is I'm drinking, what's this? Jacob's Ladder. It's a second beer. as a Father's Day present for Gonzo. His lovely wife and daughter signed him up for one of these beer through the post things. It's the same one that you were using a while back.
I was never using a beer through the post.
Well, you're not.
Oh no,
you got signed up for a tester box or something.
Yeah, I got a tester box. That's right.
Well, my missus signed us up for a few months of that, so that's just landed. It was great. I came in from work today, and there was 4 bottles of e-liquid sitting here, and 8 beers. This is perfect. This is how it should be.
I'm living the dream.
Aye, perfect. So in any event, while I've been chatting, what have you built?
Something very basic, to be honest with you.
It's incredibly basic.
So you and pop that on the back.
Yeah. Tell me what you've built through the medium of gibberish noises.
Right. Okay. So I've got a cockpit. I've got a science bay. I've got a little service bay that's got some batteries in, and it's got a couple of goo canisters.
Yeah. Now, it looks a little bit like a V2 rocket. Was that intentional?
No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't. I've got just a small tank. I think I put the LV45 on the bottom. I hope I put the LV45 on the bottom and not the LV30.
We've made that mistake before.
Because I want a bit of control. So I've got the swivel engine on the bottom, a couple of deluxe winglets, just so that it doesn't spin out and lose control.
Oh, they're the ones that have got the little control surfaces on.
Yes.
That's nice. Oh.
So a couple of that so it doesn't spin out and lose control. And that's about it. I need to put a parachute on.
I was just about to say, I was tempted, and this is a bit of a scummy YouTubery thing. I was tempted not to tell you, so you launched that thing, and then I could shout at you when you realised that you hadn't put one on.
That would have been really mean of you.
We've got a mutual friend who would have appreciated that, I think. However, yes, I'm glad you noticed that, and I'm glad you've put some on.
So I'm just going to start by shooting this thing northbound and see how it goes. The crappy science ship. That's because it's a crappy ship, not because it's going to gather crappy science.
Okay. I'm glad you've spelt that out to her.
Now, I want to make sure Jeb's not in it, because I've no idea how this thing's going to go.
Whereabouts are you going to aim it?
I'm going to shoot north first, see where we land. We haven't done much on Kerbin. I think we've done some oceans, and that's about it.
Yeah, I don't think we've been to the mountains. There's Badlands, although the Badlands are a little bit tricky to hit.
Well,
because they're quite small biomes.
Northbound, we've got... hang on, altitude. I'm going to set that at 2,000, just in case we're coming over the mountains.
Alright.
There's mountains northbound, and there's highlands northbound, and there's also the pole. Although I doubt this thing will get to the pole. So really, this is going to be a measure to see how far this thing gets on the fuel that it's got.
So how expensive is this thing costing?
It should be nice and cheap. 10,000.
It's more expensive than your tourist ship, mate. That was only $9,000.
Yeah, but the tourist ship is. But this is fully recoverable. Bear in mind, we're only going to be paying for the fuel.
You say this, but it could just break into millions of pieces.
It could break into millions of pieces. Just have a quick look at mission control. There's some tourist missions. Test the skipper engine. I didn't think there'd be anything there. We've still got a couple of missions on the go, I think. Or do we? No, apparently we don't.
Oh, must have cleared them.
There's been a recent patch. Maybe the patch has cleared my contracts. So we definitely had a couple of contracts because we did that massive cock up where we took the wrong engine up, so we didn't get to test the right engine.
Oh yes, yes.
So
how could I forget?
The patch may have inadvertently. No, there's our contract. So
you know what? You've hovered over them 3 times, and I saw what looked like a contract jump up.
Yeah, that's completed contract.
Such is my humility. I didn't even bother pointing out. I think you're talking shite.
That's the only one we've got. The LVT swivel engine. You know, we might even be able to complete that because we've got an LVT swivel engine. Yeah. So as long as we hit the right speed at that altitude, we'll get that contract.
Well, that's something to watch out for, folks. Get it in the air. You're not going to get it in the air in here. It's quite far off the ground, this.
Well, yeah, because less fuel. It'll take less fuel.
Can we not just make it 35,000 feet tall scaffolding?
Unfortunately, I believe there's a limit.
Oh. Oof, you bugger, that's a bit loud.
Okay, so I'm just going to shoot this bad boy north.
Hang on, look down.
Yeah, there's a much better draw distance these days,
isn't that the mystery rock?
No, it's the obelisk.
Oh, the obelisk. Has that always been there?
Yeah, there's always been an obelisk near Kerbal Space Programme, but because the draw distance has been improved...
We can actually see it.
You can see it from the Space Centre. You used to only see it when you landed at it. So, I mean, this isn't going to get us very far.
Piss poor, that. How high is it going to get?
10,000.
That's appalling. That's cost like $1,000 a kilometre.
We're gonna get it all back.
You say this, but we're not. It's gonna break into pieces. Yeah, this is just gonna be like grassland. I don't even think this is outside of any biome.
But I don't even know if we've got grassland.
Check out the crew report, see where we are.
We are flying over Kerbin's grasslands, and look, we've got signs for that.
We could oh, we've had that one. Check on the ground. What about one of the goos? Starting to come down. Yeah. We need a bit more fuel on this thing. Even if we just slapped a couple of solids on it, you know.
We're still getting science here, mate.
I know, but I mean that's not much science. If we get further away, we can get more science. That's how it works. Further away science is better science.
It is, but you know, baby steps. This is a mission that's going to take us through the majority of the episode. We're going to hit various locations, see the sights on Kerbin.
Now, you know what strikes me as a grand shame?
What's that?
We can't get Sietha out the rocket and make her ride it down like Dr. Strangelove. Good old Slim Pickens Kerbin.
That would be nice.
Yeah, should really not be happy about this next bit when the thing flips over like a bastard.
Where's that third parachute?
There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, that would have twanged her off into the distance. Okay, so bit of a slow, controlled descent. These engines coming down at this speed generally tend to be alright, so I'm not really worried about that braking.
Oh no, I'm not worried about that. Actually, I think we've got legs now. I could have put legs on it. Who needs legs? I forget where we were. It's been so long.
I think the issue is that we haven't got legs that would be big enough to accommodate the length of that nozzle, unless we did something.
I often do have trouble accommodating the length of the nozzle.
I can imagine. Aye. Oh.
Go on, tilt over. I want you to fall over. There we go.
I like the way the legs act almost like pivots, just to make sure full impact is delivered to the crew capsule as it tips there. Quite clever. Alright.
Observe the goo. You see, 3 signs from that.
Hardly seems worth it.
7.5 from the
it's alright,
materials
in double
there.
figures, I'll take it.
Can I get out?
I don't think we've got EVA.
You can get out on Kerbin. You can always get out on Kerbin.
No.
But the hatch is obstructed because I've landed it arse about tit.
Can you close the doors maybe?
Or try and flip it by using the
Yeah,
doors
that
on
was
it.
worth a try. It's like being stuck on the moon all over again. Can you remember our good old moon landings? They used to look a lot like this.
Yeah, we had a few like that. Most of them in the early days. 19.6 science.
Okay, you know what? And we've got about 8 and a bit grand back there for the sake of
9.452 grand.
Oh, yeah, it's only cost about £600-700. You know what? I'm happier about this. However, I'd like to see a bit more fuel. I'd like a bit more poke. I'd like it to go a little bit further. Aim for the mountains.
So that bit's letting us down. Stick a thumper on it and see
Oof,
how it
you
goes.
bugger.
That's probably a bit much.
Aye, I think, just a little bit more fuel. Even if you wanted to put like a couple of solids on. Oh, yeah, that would work as well.
It might work. We don't have fuel lines though, do we?
That's an issue. Yeah, let's scrap that then. Maybe just put some of the small solids around it just to get it going.
The fleas.
Aye, because they're cheap as chips. And we can ditch them. They're not important, but it might give her a little bit of kick to get going.
Well, we can keep them. They're not going to be that heavy once they're empty. We can just pop them on like that.
Alright, okay. Go and put some nipples on them.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Aerodynamics is key.
There we are.
And we'll get some winglets on them as well.
Oof. That's not bad. Need something underneath for the liquid fuel.
Again, the LV45. So I've got the control, and I'll just pop one of them on the side.
All right.
That'll look all right.
Yeah, I think that should be canny enough.
Make sure Sita's still piloting.
Yeah, your day's not done, love. Get back in the rocket.
Should we go north again?
Aim for the mountains. Go left. What's left? Never eat shredded wheat.
Well, the mountain range.
Go wheat.
The mountain range is up to the north. We've got desert over here, but it's quite a journey.
There's mountains to your left. Look, wheat. Go wheat.
Oh, these ones.
Yeah, they count as mountains. They're nice and close. Yeah, look, aim for the hills.
Hang on, because my staging's all kinds of foobar.
Oh, hey, get Nancy here. Get it launched. Okay. And it's off. Spinny little blighter. Doesn't look as easy to control with them fleas kicking off.
Absolutely not.
There we are. Well, we're certainly going quicker.
Yeah, I don't think it gave us that much though.
No, it did nothing. But it made we go faster.
And now at this stage we are carrying more weight.
Yeah. I did say we should have kicked them off. God, we can't even build something to get to the fucking mountains, never mind the moon.
Of course we can. I was just playing conservative for the initial build.
Okay.
So the initial build was conservative.
Now can we get silly?
Now we're going to have to get silly.
This is still grassland, isn't it? Bloody waste of time. She's looking pissed off because she knows she's going to get shouted at when she gets back. No such thing as labour laws in Geordie Space Programme. The only labour law is you fail, you die. And
it's a little
let's
bit
be honest,
sorta-
if you succeed, you die as well.
That's a little bit Star Warsy, that, isn't it, from the rear?
It is probably the most Star Warsy stroke sci-fi in general kind of rocket we've built. The rest of them just look like penises with straw hats.
I mean, I quite like the look of it. It's just a shame it flies like a bitch.
It looks more like it should have wheels on the bottom. You know what I mean? It looks more like it should be a spaceship, but that's... I mean, the thing about a spaceship is that it should be able to get to space. This can't even get 5 miles down the road. It's worse than a Reliant Robin.
We're
Or a Robin
17.5
Reliant.
kilometres away. That's more than 5 miles.
Jesus. I mean, we can still see our house from here. 17 kilometres away. That's about the same sort of distance between our hometown and Asherton. You've built something that couldn't even get us home from our hometown to Newcastle. Should point out, I've just said that we're from Asherton.
Oh. Spoiler alert, we're not real Geordies, we're Northumbrians.
Yeah.
But we're proud Northumbrians.
Yeah, nobody would watch
Northumbrian
Northumbrian
Space Programme doesn't really translate.
Oh, well, there goes an engine. Yeah, there we are. Did that on purpose, didn't you? Distract. That's no science. Didn't get that last time, did we?
Yeah, no, because we got it from the air last time.
She can get out now, I suppose, providing she doesn't die on her way down.
Well, you know, that's what she's for. She's an expendable. Nothing from flying, so let's drop.
Nah, she's getting closer. She'll be fine.
You know, Kerbal helmets are practically invincible. If you can land a Kerbal on its helmet, it'll survive any height.
It's a well-known NASA trick, that. If you're falling out of orbit,
Aim to land on your head.
aim for your head. Cool. I think it said she might have just leveled up, didn't it? Or did it say she wasn't ready to level up? I didn't see that.
I doubt she'll have levelled up from flying around the corner.
Did that count as a spacewalk, perhaps?
Maybe she got some experience. We'll see when we come to do it. Right.
First things first, get those stupid, piddly little piss-poor engines off this rocket.
Right, here's the new plan.
Right, yep.
We'll bosh that on.
Liking that already.
With the swivel engine, of course.
Yep.
We add some winglets
Little winglets.
to keep it under control. 3
Yep.
like that.
Okay.
We're going to need an extra stage.
That looks ever so slightly off to me with it. Just me.
Nah, that's hunky-dory, look at that.
Oh, no, it's fine. I apologise.
Right, how about that? That should get you a bit further.
That should get rid of the mountains.
And get one more of the bloody mountains. I'm going to shoot north, see where we land.
Alright. Okay, I picked where we went last time.
I want to go north again. I'm feeling good about the north.
Hopefully people aren't too upset with kind of the, I suppose, the not particularly ambitious nature of this episode, but you've got to understand, if you're playing career mode, it's what you've got to do, unless you've got, you know, a preternatural level of sort of ability and aptitude for this game, which clearly we don't, where you could, you know, you can, in theory, if you know what you're doing, you can complete the game in about 3 missions, in terms of maxing out your tech tree. Just with your starting equipment, if you know what you're doing and you're prepared to use a few slightly dodgy exploits. But as it stands, we play career mode, and we try and aim for realism as much as we can, really. So, you know, these things, they're building blocks in what will become something great. And like we've said before, and it's worth reiterating, we have restarted the series a few times just as the game was still in development, and we did have that issue where we lost the save. Oof, you bastard.
But no, we didn't need that.
No, if anything, it's just, again, we're just clearing up the debris. That's definitely getting we're there. But yes, we're not planning on restarting this campaign. You know, if we're still alive and we can keep doing it, we're going to keep doing it.
Yeah, we're in it for the long term on this one.
Yeah. By alive, I don't mean that we're under any kind of immediate threat, you understand? I mean, while the YouTube channel is still around, while we're still here, but more importantly, I suppose, while you guys are still enjoying watching it. Although that being said, you know what? If everybody pissed off and didn't watch anymore,
I'd probably still do it.
Yeah, I'd still have you around, so I'd have a laugh, have a drink, and carry on. We're doing it before we even started the channel anyway, so... Aye.
Well, we're going to get to the mountains, pal.
We didn't hit that contract?
No, we're going far too fast. We need to be going at like under 260 metres a second.
Oh, I mean, we're not orbit worthy, but we're not far off it, really. Still got a lot of fuel.
We could hit orbit with it. Well, sorry, we could hit out of Atmos with it.
Aye. So what are you aiming for here, then?
Well, I'm aiming for the mountains, but the thing is, this line is inaccurate while you're still in the atmosphere.
Yeah, because there's going to be air resistance. That's, as you can see, it's
we're actually going closer to pure north than this would suggest. So I'm not sure that is going to take us directly over the mountains. But I'm going to speed up a little bit because we've got plenty of height, we've got plenty of fuel. There's no worries.
Hakuna Matata.
And then I'm going to guide us in by hand.
Yeah,
use that fuel.
Thumbing your rocket in by hand, are you?
To push us in the right direction.
That would be the vag, not the anus.
To kill off that relative velocity.
Unless you like the anal stuff.
I'm trying to do sciencey stuff, yeah.
That's what she said. Okay, then, yep, that's one jokey comment too far, I think. So, there's not really much for us to comment on. I can see some mountains. Still got a bit of fuel. Kind of coming down in the right direction.
I'm going to set one parachute to a really high deployment.
No, I think that makes sense. You know what? I don't think I've seen the mountains since the game even hit 1.0. Not the best of my knowledge. We appear to be firing straight down here.
Yes, I'm having some control issues.
Gravity's taking over. What was that?
Oh god, we're going far too fast. Jesus, I've just realised we're going far too fast.
Yeehaw!
All of our parachutes have been destroyed.
Bye,
Right.
Sietha.
Land head first. What the fuck happened there? What the fuck happened there?
Well, you ejected her when she was travelling at nearly a kilometre a second, so she got quite hot quite quickly.
No,
she then did a little do-si-do around the rocket and exploded.
Transformed into a tentacle monster. And then disappeared into the void with the rocket. Outcome, catastrophic failure.
Does it say that she was possessed by some sort of
It says,
spirit of Cthulhu?
It says that she collided into the command pod and the and the ship crashed into Kerbin. We are 12,000 metres above the surface of Kerbin.
She did do an amazing little do-si-do dance though before everything went up.
She did. She turned into like a horrendous tentacle monster.
Well, unless we watch the video back, we've no way of knowing if she was in fact our most experienced pilot at the point that she burst.
Yeah, this has just been a car crash this episode. We're past the 20-minute mark as well, which is where we normally stop.
You know, we need to do something. Have a look at least if we can like unlock a new wheel or something. At least there's some goods came out of the episode.
Yeah, we're way far away from it. We need to go and think about our life.
Right. Okay.
And
That's very good logic.
and then come back.
Okay then. Guys, I'm sorry this one's been an absolute washout. You can expect more of the same in the next episode. Thanks for watching and goodbye.
Cheers all.
Thank you very much for watching this episode of Geordie Space Program. If you would like to watch some Prison Architect, you can click to your left.
If you'd like to watch one of our podcasts or listen to it, click on the right.
And of course, if you haven't already, we always appreciate it when people subscribe. Thanks again, and bye-bye.